Hello everybody, it's Dio from Firm But Fair Gaming bringing you another video.
Hello everyone, welcome to another Diablo 3 video here for Season 28. Today we are taking a look at the Armor of Akkhan here for Crusader. And so those that are unfamiliar, the set pieces, the Judgment has no cooldown and gains the effect of every rune. 4-piece attacks from the Phalanx avatars reduce the cooldown of Akkhan's champion by half a second and also apply Condemn when attacking enemies that are affected by Judgment. And then our 6-piece is while Akkhan's champion is active, we deal 1500% increased damage and take 50% less damage. This is a little bit of a slower build on single target. It seems to perform really well against large packs, a little bit less so on single target. So like I said, Rift Guarding kills are going to take a while, so just keep that in mind. But let's take a look at the other pieces that we need for this build.
Enjoying all the videos and content we produce, don't forget to click on that subscribe button, click on that like button, and don't be afraid to share. Don't forget to click on the notification button, customize it however you want, but that way you're notified whenever we publish another video.
And while we do that, just going to throw up some gameplay footage of a 110 that we did utilizing this build. So we are wearing the Akkhan set, obviously. So as you can see here, we have a couple pieces that are missing from the set because we get away with using Ring of Royal Grandeur. So we need one less set piece, and there's 7 pieces to this set, so we get to mix and match. So the 5 pieces of the Akkhan set that we're wearing are the helm, the chest, the gloves, the boots, and this set has a neck, so we're using an amulet to give us our 5 pieces, to give us our 6-piece bonus, which allows us to use the Captain Crimson set for the belt and pants. Alternatively, we could use the boots and then wear the Akkhan pants, so you can kind of mix and match based on your best gear for that item slot. And so the Captain Crimson set, the 2-piece bonuses, we gain 6,000 light per second. Our cooldowns reduced by, or of all skills is reduced by 20%. We get 20% less resource cost reduction. And the 3-piece bonuses, the damage delta is increased by our cooldown, and our damage taken is reduced by our percentage resource cost reduction, so some extra damage and survivability there. We're also using the All Gale's Authority, so this goes on our bracers and our shoulders. And so the 2-piece bonus for this is it reduces our damage taken by 15%, allows us to deal 30% more damage, and then our 3-piece bonus is reduce damage from elites by 30%, increase our damage against elites by 30%. So it just gives us that extra damage output and turns us into a bit of an elite hunter. For our jewelry, as you can see, everything's pretty much green on our build here. So for our jewelry, we are utilizing the focus and restraint set, so Bastions of Will. So when we hit with a resource generating attack, we deal 50% more damage for 5 seconds, and when we hit with a resource spending attack, we deal 50% damage for 5 seconds. So nice little boost there. And then to round it all out, our weapon, we're using the Blade of Prophecy. So 2 condemned enemies also trigger Condemn's explosion, and the damage of Condemn is increased by up to 800%. And then we're using the Unrelenting Phalanx. I'm probably mispronouncing that, I do apologize. Shield, which allows us to cast that ability twice on use. So now it casts twice, so anytime we use it, we get it used twice. Blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean. So that's the items that we're going to wear in the build. So for the legendary gems, we are using Bane of the Trap. So this increases damage against enemies under the effects of control and parrying effects. So slows, stuns, blinds, that sort of thing by X%. And then at rank 25, we get an aura that reduces movement speed of enemies within 15 yards, which would then proc the bonus damage from Bane of the Trap. Works on everything except for Juggernauts. We're also using Bane of the Stricken, so each attack we make against an enemy increases the damage they take from our attacks, and it scales. Then at rank 25, we get 25% increased bonus damage against bosses and Rift Guardians. Then our last gem is the Enforcer. Increases the damage of our pets by X%, and then our pets at rank 25 take 90% less damage, which isn't a big deal because our pets don't have a health. So our pets are the Phalanx, so that's just going to increase the damage that they do. Moving over to our cube, just going to move the video over a little bit. So for, sorry, Discord's going nuts. For our, holy cow. our cube, we have Fruiter's Wrath here. Maybe mispronounced that, but anyways, Condemn has no cooldown and has its damage increased by 100%. Now instead costs 40 Wrath. We're using Stone Gauntlets, so getting hit increases our armor, which makes us more survivable and gives us some move speed. Or sorry, when we get hit, reduces our move speed and our attack speed, and that can stack up to 5 times because we're always going to be in Akkrats. We're not going to be able to be slowed or anything, so that makes us pretty much immune. And then we are, of course, using Ring of Royal Grandeur to reduce the number of items required for set bonuses by 1, which is what is allowing us to wear 5-piece Akkhan's, 2-piece Augilds, and 2-piece Captain Crimsons. For our skills, so we are using Judgment with the Resolved rune, so pass Judgment on all enemies within 20 yards, immobilizing them for 6 seconds. Damage dealt to a judged enemy has an 8% increased chance to crit. And we're using Smite with Reaping, so smite enemies up to 30 yards away with Holy Chains that deals holy damage. The chains break off and strike up to 3 additional enemies within 20 yards for 150% weapon damage as holy. And then we gain life per hit, and that can stack up to 4 times, so some survivability. We're using Iron Skin with Steel Skin, so we absorb 50% of all incoming damage for 7 seconds. We're using Phalanx with Shield Bearers. Summon powerful avatars who form a wall before you, and enemies who try to break through, the avatars are knocked away and take a bunch of damage. Then we're using Laws of Valor with Unstoppable Force, which basically it gives us attack speed and reduces our wrath cost. And then we're using Akkrat's Champion with Rally. So we explode with power, increasing our damage by 35% and increase our wrath regeneration. And it reduces the remaining cooldowns of our other abilities by 12 seconds, so that helps us keep our other skills up, and so we can constantly use them with the blinds and everything for maximum damage. And then I'm just going to throw away the video because it's kind of in the way now. For our passives, we are using Heavenly Strength, so it allows us to wield a two-hander and a shield. We gain Finery, so gain 1.5% strength for every gem socketed in your gear. Lord Commander, damage dealt by Phalanx is increased by 20%. And then Indestructible is what I'm utilizing here just for an extra second life. If you really wanted to, you could go with Holy Cause, which increases our damage dealt as well as provides us with some healing. But with my current gear setup, I went with this just for some extra survivability. Because after all, when you're dead, your DPS is 0. For the rotation, it is pretty much going to be, we always want to have Akkrats, and as always, use your potion at your own discretion. For survivability, we are going to want to apply our Iron Skin, and then once we get a group going, we'll be in our Akkrats, get our Judgments out, and our heal out, get our shields around us, and then keep going, as well as apply our Laws of Valor. So it's kind of just like cycling through the cooldowns. We always of course, the smite's not going to proc because I'm not hitting anything. We want to keep 4 stacks on smite, and then we're going to use our judgment, and then use our bad boys, and then just our defenses as we see fit. So it's just a lot of spam. It's a lot of spamming smite, as well as then just getting judgments out all over the place while standing in the middle of our bad boys. And that's pretty much all there is to it. On a Rift Guardian, it's going to be a slow grind to whittle them down because we are more based in kind of AoE damage than we seem to be in single target. Although you can try to position your shield bearers so that the Guardian has to walk through it to try to get some extra damage over those. So just don't stand there and face tank him, kind of just keep moving so that he has to walk through them. So that brings us to the end of the video. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know below. I'll be to them as best I can. And as always, we appreciate any likes, shares, and subscribes, so please click those buttons. And of course, I stream on Twitch, so come hang out with me there. I stream pretty much daily, so come hang out there, chat, we'll chat some D3, play, whatever you guys want, just come hang out. It's a good time when you guys stop by. So that's all for me, so until next time, I hope you're enjoying Diablo 3 Season 28, and we'll see you in the next video.